Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel, CPR Originals, and today, we're gonna see what I ate for week 4 meals on my pantry challenge. Like every week in this challenge, things have not gone as I originally planned because life is life, and it likes to throw little curveballs at you. But I adapted as best I could. So here's what I ate for week 4. Okay, I am about to cook the lentils. I am going to cook them in my Instapot because I have a saute function. So I can saute my peppers and my carrots and onions before I add everything else. And then it has a slow cooker function, which is the way I want to cook it. That way I'm not cleaning two things, because I could saute things on the stove, transfer them to my slow cooker, and cook them there. But this is going to be easier cleanup. So I've got my onions and peppers and carrots sauteed in there. I have rinsed and drained about a cup of the lentils. I don't know what bean I'm working with. I'll dump that in. There's a nice stir in there with everything else. I got a little bit of water on there, so that'll help me cleanse with hands. Sorry. I'm trying to hold the camera and stir at the same time. I am going to dump in a jar of sauce. And then I'm going to fill this jar with water a couple of times and rinse it out and dump that in there as well. And so I feel like I've got enough water to cook the lentils. I have switched over to the slow cooker function now. I did 2 jars worth of water in there. Also add a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic powder and onion powder, because those lentils are going to soak up some of the seasoning. And then I will throw what's left of my okra that I just threw all over the stove, but the stove's clean, in about an hour or so, because I don't think it necessarily needs to cook the whole time, and I didn't want to saute it. So I will throw that in later. And I will come back and show you what this looks like probably when it finishes. And here is my lentil tikka masala served up over rice. I cooked it for maybe 3 hours on the slow cooker function. And then when I took the lid off, it wasn't as thick as I wanted it to be, so I just put it back on saute for like 5 minutes to kind of get some water off of it while the rice cooked. And yeah, that's it. And it smells really good. I haven't tasted it yet, but I'm sure it tasted excellent. Okay, it's Tuesday night. First, a little full disclosure. I ended up having to buy a loaf of bread yesterday. It was $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. My stomach was off yesterday, and I wanted butter toast for dinner. I got 4 meals out of that lentil curry. However, I've only eaten 1 because my stomach was off. Had nothing to do with the food. It had to do with medication I take. I just didn't want to eat it. I didn't want to risk it being worse. So I might eat some tomorrow. Who knows? But I just didn't feel like eating it today or yesterday, since my stomach was a little bit off and I was afraid it might make it worse. So, $1.25 for that. Dinner tonight, roasted root vegetables, smoked sausage. And yes, I don't think that's going to upset my stomach. But I think that the curry might. But I don't think the curry might. I'm weird, okay? So, dinner tonight, it's going to be that. And I'm going to cook the rest of those lima beans. Probably 2 servings worth of lima beans there. But I do have about 1 serving left of green beans in that open bag of green beans. So, and that's probably 3 to 4 servings of the sausage and root vegetables. Thursday night, and I was going to do this last night for dinner, but I'm throwing the meatballs in the crock pot with canned tomato sauce and some of these spices over here. Going to let it sit for a couple hours in there, and then I was going to throw some mozzarella cheese on top and let the cheese melt. And while that's doing its thing, I'm going to put the garlic bread in the oven as well as some vegetables. So that is dinner tonight on Thursday night. I still have 1 serving left of the smoked sausage sheet pan meal I made the other night. So this should get me, because this should be at least 2 meals, maybe 3. So this should get me through the end of the day, Saturday, hopefully. And then, so this should be the last meal of the challenge, but I will come back if I end up fixing something else. Okay, and here we are, dinner. Garlic bread, meatballs and sauce, and that vegetable blend, roasted vegetable blend. It's got squash, zucchini, broccoli, onions, and peppers in it, I believe. Sounds good. Looks good. Yum. So what did I use up this week? I feel like I didn't fully use up a lot of stuff this week. I used up a lot of open bags of frozen vegetables out of my freezer. All the small grocery store frozen bags, except for maybe I think I have like a serving of green beans left in one, I've used up. So I don't have any open grocery store size bags of frozen vegetables left. I still have some of the large frozen vegetables left from Costco, and then some full unopened ones left. And then the peppers and onions that I cut up and froze myself prior to this challenge. So that's what I've used up out of my freezer. Out of my pantry, I used 1 can of tomato sauce, 1 jar of simmer sauce, and I need to go back and restate that I also used 1 portion of smoked sausage out of my freezer. So I did use a little bit more out of my freezer. They're in different freezers. That's why in my brain, I was thinking, that's all I used out of my freezer. Well, the smoked sausage stays in a different freezer than the vegetables do. So that's all. So that's what I used up in totality this week. I still have a few of the lentil beans left. So I still have plenty of rice left. So I'll use half that bag of meatballs. So everything, there's still a lot going on. And Rigel agrees with that. I don't know if it picked her up agreeing with me or not. But yeah, that's what I've used up this week. So what's next now that I've finished this pantry challenge? That's a very good question. I've got some things in my mind, going on in my mind, as to what I want to do. I am finding them as days go on that they may be more challenging than I think they will be, because I feel like prices are a little volatile right now. But that might be a good challenge to have to help me be a little bit more versatile and a little bit more creative, which is why I do these challenges. It is not really a financial necessity for me at this point in time. However, at some point it might be. So it's good to do these little exercises to keep myself flexible. And so if I do have to be a little bit more conservative with my cash flow, I can be. I have options and I know what to do. So that's the reason why I do these challenges. So stay tuned. We'll see what we do. I got ideas kicking around. And thank you guys for joining me. Like any other YouTube channel, you can like, subscribe, share, all those wonderful things. And I will see you hopefully next weekend. I might take next weekend off just to help me reset and reframe my brain. But hopefully I'll see you next week with some sort of budget meal content. It may be just preparing a meal completely out of my pantry at this point from things I still have left without buying groceries, but I will be buying groceries this week and meal planning off of that and stocking my pantry back up off of that, even though I don't know that I cleared that much out of my pantry. Anyway, thank you guys again. Bye.